There is a new Avengers movie upon us. It's an exciting time for if you're a fan of movies or
Avengers?
Avenging
really. Things?
Avenging things. That's exactly it. According to the new Marvel timeline, which we're going to get into, this movie must be set in the latter part of 2017, as it comes at least partially after the events of Infinity War, which may throw another spanner into the works of the new timeline that has been outlined recently.
A time spanner.
Are you familiar with this?
Let's say I am, but for the layman out there who isn't, maybe you could explain it slowly in a manner that I, representing the layman, could understand.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain this new timeline very quickly and then point out why a lot of this still doesn't make any sense.
Okay, terrific.
Because who are any of us but weird, nitpicky nerds who spend too much time on stuff that nobody should care about?
Yeah, that's our bread and butter.
That's a genuine question. Who are we other than that? The answer's nothing.
Oh, no. You're right, I couldn't think of anything.
Okay, we've got Captain America, the first Avenger was 1943 to 45.
You're not... What about the Big Bang?
We go on that
Theory,
far back?
which is in continuity with the Avengers.
Is it?
No.
It's not on Captain America's list of things to catch up on?
I don't think so, no. But also, it's a Warner Brothers property, so unlikely.
Oh, they can't, can they?
No.
This isn't in the official thing, but it looks like Captain Marvel is set in 1995.
Yes.
2010 is Iron Man, so it's not 2008.
Oh,
They've
right.
shifted that up.
Wow, the far future of 2010 back then.
What a year. What an era.
So this isn't... Presumably when it came out, it was set in about 2008, but they've moved it up to fix some continuity errors.
Yes, but in doing so, there's been other problems
Incredible.
created. 2011 is Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk, Thor, which is also the year that Thor came out, actually. So that, that
ties
lines up
perfectly. Oh, perfect. That gives Thor time to grow into his eyebrows.
It does, yeah.
No?
For
those weird eyebrows?
Yeah, for those people who don't know, they dyed his eyebrows for the first Thor.
Yeah.
And once you see that, you'll realize why it's so off-putting.
Yeah, it's monstrous.
Yeah.
He looks like the villain.
He does. So Iron Man 3 was 2012. So those movies are 10, 11, 12.
Mm-hmm.
And also The Avengers, obviously, which came out just before Iron Man 3. Then we've got Thor The Dark World in 2013.
Yes.
Then we've got Captain America The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, 2014.
Despite being filmed years apart,
Yes.
they are set in the same year.
Yes.
Terrific.
The post-credits for Guardians, where Groot's a teenager, is set closer to Infinity War.
Okay,
Just so
then.
people know.
So 1 and 2 are set close together.
Yeah.
Then there's a time jump between the end of Guardians 2 and the closing credits of Guardians
Correct.
2. Okay, great.
And then they make jokes about how Peter Quill got fat in between, if you remember,
nice.
in the
nice.
Avengers.
Yeah, it's nice.
I don't think he's fat. I think he's
Still pretty ripped.
still pretty ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were just being mean, to be honest.
Yeah.
2015 is Avengers Age of Ultron.
Okay,
And then Ant-Man. 2016 is Captain America Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, which is the movie responsible for this
This horrible
shift in
time travel
timeline,
debacle.
yeah.
Now, why is it something that's said in the movie, or
Yeah,
is it just...
we'll come back
Okay,
to it,
right.
but yes, it is. 2016 into 2017 is Doctor Strange, because that takes place over a year or so.
Because of some events that happen in that movie and some references, a lot of people were like, when is this set? Is it set in the past? But it's not.
It's not. And then in 2017, we got Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and of course, Endgame. It's a full slate.
It is a full slate.
So, that's fixed some continuity errors.
Terrific.
But not others.
Oh no, has it opened up more continuity errors?
I don't know what the official metrics are.
Yeah, right.
Well, let's say yes or no. But the big one that still doesn't make any sense is Spider-Man Homecoming says at the start that it's 8 years later after the event.
It says 8 years later, brackets, but in 1990.
That's right.
Wait a minute. So it says 8 years later,
Yes.
and it's referring to the events of the first Avengers?
Yes, the first Avengers, which
Yeah.
took place in 2012.
Yeah.
But according to this, Spider-Man Homecoming actually took place in 2016. So that still doesn't quite line up. That being said, the Russo brothers have come out officially and said that is wrong. Like, that is
Right.
just, that's
you know that
an
movie
error.
we didn't make? Whoever made that had their head up their ass.
That's what they said.
They couldn't tell a clock from their own stupid butt faces because they got it wrong.
They got it wrong. But I feel like that's like a studio note. Just be
Yeah.
like, just to throw this in.
Hey, there's got to be a few years later. How
Yeah.
many years? 8? Whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Who cares?
They should have just said, some time has passed.
Yeah.
That's what they should have said.
Yeah, years later would have worked.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, whoever directed the great movie Spider-Man Homecoming.
It is a great movie.
It is great.
Next up, we have in Captain America Civil War.
Obviously, Captain America's looking at that list of things he has to catch up on, and one of them, Spider-Man Homecoming, the movie. Well, that's ruined everything.
That's also a Winter Soldier, but yes, great
okay,
joke.
whatever. Thank you. I'll take it.
The Vision claimed that it had been 8 years since Tony revealed himself as Iron Man.
Yep.
But that doesn't line up for this new
Because
timeline.
that's now 2010.
Yeah. And Civil War is in whatever year we said it was.
Yeah.
People have also said that if the Iron Man movies take place 2010, 2011, 2012, people are saying, how does he have so many suits and lose so many suits and get so many suits back? I don't really think that's an error.
He's a lunatic.
And he can just make them.
He's really rich.
Yeah.
In in Iron
They
Man.
automatically make themselves.
Yeah,
at
in
this
Iron
point.
Man
you can probably
1
get one to build another one.
In Iron Man 1, he goes to a fancy ball, and the suit is built when he comes back from it. It's
Exactly.
ready, so
he can just do that for 20 nights.
yeah, exactly.
And then he's done.
And he's got many more nights than that.
Yeah, and there was also the complaint of, well, he blew up all these suits at the end of Iron Man 3, but then by the time Age of Ultron rolls around, he's got his suit back. But that is 3 years.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
that's absolutely
And also,
fine.
like in Iron Man 2, one of his suit vaults has even suits that have been destroyed. So clearly he's just rebuilding them
Yeah.
from scratch. Like he's got the Mark 1 in there.
Yeah,
He's got the Mark 2. The Mark 3 is a resprayed Mark 2.
right.
He's just building them again. He's got all I'm saying is he's rich, and he's just rebuilding them all over again. He just does what he wants.
He just does what
the
he
rich
wants.
are not like us.
No, but they wish they could be.
Yeah.
I bet they don't.
Nah.
This is I think it is a pretty big continuity error. So T'Challa is watching a live report at the start of Black Panther, which is talking about his father's death in Captain America's Civil War. But Civil War takes place in 2016 and Black Panther takes place in 2017.
17, yeah.
That being said, maybe it took place over New Year's. So maybe that's
That's true,
maybe
yeah.
that's the fix
Iron
there.
Man 3 did.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
Maybe all these movies are set over New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Wow.
Why not?
It really makes you think. Or maybe he just watches the VHS over and over again.
He may just be doing
From his
that.
father being killed in an explosion.
Yeah, he could be. I get that is a pretty glaring error if it is a year where
To be clear, it's VHS. He's
Yes,
watching on
yes.
VHS.
That great Wakandan technology.
Mhm, that's right.
But I think that is a pretty glaring continuity error, depending on how much time there is in between. But hey, what do you do?
Yeah.
Here's something that a few people have picked up on, or maybe it was just me. Maybe this is one I thought of. I don't know. How about this? In Doctor Strange, we
Yes.
see when the city folds in on itself, we see the Avengers Tower, right?
Right.
But following the events of the Ultron offensive, the Avengers abandoned Avengers Tower in favor of the new facility and headquarters. Despite this, Tony Stark continued to make use of the Avengers Tower, reverting it back to Stark Tower. Right?
Right. But it says it's just got the A on it, is what you're saying.
It's still got the A on it.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
following the events of Civil War,
Oh.
Stark sold the tower and arranged for Happy Hogan to transport the Avengers-related items to upstate. Doctor Strange, the second part where the city folds in on itself, has to take place in 2017. Right?
Yep.
But Spider-Man Homecoming takes place in 2016.
Yes.
So they sold that tower. But also it's very possible that whoever bought that just kept the A.
For sure, yeah. Or like the naming rights haven't gone over yet and they haven't taken the A off.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know?
It's like a Marvel Stadium.
It's like Marvel Stadium, exactly. Yeah.
For people who don't know what we're talking about, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Here's one that's a minor continuity error.
I'm ready.
It's more of a weird thing than anything else.
Yeah.
It's in the one movie as well. You remember the movie Avengers? And you remember
Yes.
that post-credit sequence where they're eating shawarma?
Yes.
In that moment, Thor's beard is too short. Something
Okay,
said.
right, uh-huh.
So it's because it was filmed like the week it came out or something like that as well.
Yeah, right, okay.
They filmed that much later. Also, Loki's not there. So that must take place. Either Thor came
Oh, I
back
see.
to Earth,
Yep.
or it's directly after the Battle of New York, which it seems to be.
So Loki's chained up outside like a horse.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, right.
Where is he? You think you wouldn't leave him with S.H.I.E.L.D., would you?
That's true. Not
Because-
again.
Yeah. So it's a bit odd, but
Yeah.
who really cares?
Yeah, exactly. I imagine they just got the Hulk to thump him into unconsciousness again and leave him outside for a minute. They're like, yeah, that's a good 20 minutes unconscious. So, yeah.
This is the last one. A lot of people have been banging on about this.
And before we finish, you're welcome for fixing all the continuity errors.
Yeah, we don't mind.
We've done it. Mhm.
The Infinity Gauntlet. First of all, there's two. There's one that shows up in the original Thor, which
Yep.
turns out to be fake. Also, it's the opposite hand to the real one. It turns out
Obvious
anyway. So
clue that it's a fake.
there
Yeah.
still could have been two. It wouldn't have really mattered. But also, that gauntlet would have had to have been made, the real one, in at least the time of Avengers Age of Ultron in 2015. That means that nobody checked in on the dwarves or noticed that the entire race had been wiped out and that sun had gone out for 2 years.
Wow.
So, I mean, maybe nobody drops in because nobody needed anything made.
Yeah,
or
right.
needed anything made.
But there's all sorts of stuff going on in this universe. You'd think somebody would need like a gun or something.
Yeah.
Stick.
A gun or a stick.
Gun or a stick, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because Thanos is kind of killing his way across the galaxy or beginning to, people
Yep.
maybe aren't noticing these things as much.
Yep. Mhm.
It's also very possible that the Asgardians just didn't know because they don't care. And also, I think Loki was in charge for a lot of that.
Oh, I see,
And
right.
he almost certainly wouldn't have checked in on it.
No, that's for sure.
So that's probably the way
say
that's
so, yeah.
done, yeah. Anyway, I'd love to know if anybody has any continuity errors that kind of
Put them in the
associated with
comments.
it.
I would actually love
Yeah.
to read all those.
Or
That'd be
any,
great.
or any fixes as well. Also, I think at the end of the day, I feel like I give this a lot more leeway than the X-Men movies because they seem to actually care and try to address this stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Uh-huh.
And the X-Men, I'm just like, yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
It's just
Can you imagine any of the directors of any X-Men X-Men movies after the fact coming out and saying, oh yeah, actually, we explained that by doing this.
Yeah.
It's never happened and it never will happen. They're just like, who cares? Watch the next one. If we ever release any more. It's all explained in Dark Phoenix, which is never coming out. We're going to explain it in the New Mutants. It's in the basement of New Mutants. In that movie we burned. Anyway, sorry, idiots.
Okay, so based off all these timeline breakages or who cares, maybe it's all fine, it doesn't really matter. Do you think Endgame is going to be using time travel? Do you think it's going to affect this timeline in a negative way, or do you think they're going to try and fix any of this stuff, or do you think none of this matters?
I think it's going to come down to the wire. Mm-hmm. Everyone's going to get ice cream.
Wow, that's great.
That's right, yeah.
That's really good. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go out of their way to give
Unless
people...
they're lactose intolerant, in which case they get a lactose-free variety.
You can get a gelati, because
Yeah.
gelati doesn't have any milk in it.
Exactly, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
water-based.
Wait a minute, what if the time travel shenanigans, gelato's never invented?
Oh, no.
Leonardo da Vinci never invents gelato.
Did
as
he
we know
invent
did.
gelato?
I don't know.
Yeah. I bet he didn't.
Me too. What if in this reality he did, though?
Yeah, well, that's nuts.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think, though, they're going to go out of their way, if there is time travel in Endgame, to fix any of these things. It's all fine, right? It's good enough.
The general population does not care.
Yep.
And most of this is based on, like, Spider-Man ruining it. So.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think they're not gonna hard reset this either, like Days of Future Past, where none of the previous stuff counts? I think they're going to reset it at a point.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Infinity War around-ish.
Absolutely,
And not like, we'll reset it from 1997 or
No,
whatever.
that would absolutely upset a lot of people if they went, hey, remember the events of Captain America Winter Soldier, your favorite movie? Most of those didn't happen. Surprise.
Yeah.
That's going to upset a lot of people. So I think it's going to be...
I mean, here's a gelati,
Oh.
which is good.
I'm feeling a little bit better.
But, I think at the end of the day, with continuity, it doesn't really bother me. Does
No,
it
for
bother
sure.
you? I'd love
No.
to know, actually, that if it bothers people, this continuity stuff.
I think if the movie is good,
Yeah.
I'm way more inclined to let some stuff
Yeah,
slide.
exactly.
And I think Marvel Studios especially, I think are way better at delivering everything with that kind of nod and a wink where you go, well, this is just a bit of fun. It's a bit of silly fun. And if anybody goes, well, what about, surely this was supposed to be set in 2015, but I say it's set in 2016. You just go, we're just watching some movies.
making
It's
movies,
fine.
man.
It's fine. It's okay. Don't even worry about it.
Anyways, we also have a podcast called The Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. It comes out every Monday. We talk the latest movie news, don't we, Mason?
Absolutely we do.
We never don't.
None of this old news.
Nah, sometimes we do, though.
They're restoring the Hollywood sign, I hear.
Is that true?
No, I'm kidding. That's very old news.
Also, there's videos here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday if you want to subscribe. But, you don't have to.
We'd like it.
You don't have to.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
We're gone. We're going somewhere else now.